Hey everyone, Tim Schofield here. And lately, Samsung's been doing a really good job with their laptops. This is the Galaxy Book Pro 360. I do have videos on it. This came out maybe about 6 months ago, and I've really enjoyed using it. It's a very solid laptop, but now it's time to check out their new Galaxy Book Odyssey. Now this laptop has a lot of power. It's got the latest 11th gen Core i7 processor from Intel, an RTX 3050 Ti Max-Q graphics card. You can go from 8 gigs to all the way up to 32 gigabytes of RAM. So very powerful. So not only to multitask, do your video editing, photo editing, but also even get some gaming done. So we are going to unbox the Galaxy Book Odyssey, take a quick look what comes inside, and then of course get some hands-on with this new flagship laptop from Samsung. Here is the Galaxy Book Odyssey. Shout out to Samsung for sending this over for us to check out. Breaking the seal there. Let's go ahead and open up the box. We've got our charging cable and charging brick, which thankfully isn't proprietary. Samsung actually is using USB Type-C to charge this laptop. Very long cable. And this is a fairly large power brick, but that's okay because it outputs at 135 watts for this laptop, which is more than powerful enough to, power the laptop, but also power other USB Type-C devices. And here it is, the new Galaxy Book Odyssey with that Odyssey logo up at the top. Also notice a bit of a design to the top of the lid. Looks really cool and sleek. As usual, let's run the one-handed opening test and passed very easily as expected. So this is a 15.6-inch display on this laptop. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at the design. Along the left side, USB Type-C port, a charging status light, HDMI port, USB Type-A, and another USB Type-C. And along the right side, you can expand the storage with a micro SD card slot, headphone jack, and Ethernet port. I love to see that. I actually like using Ethernet as much as I can, even if it is on a laptop. 2 more USB Type-A ports. Also, in case you were wondering, a fairly slim profile for this laptop, and it weighs 4 pounds, so fairly light as well. A closer look on the inside at the keyboard and trackpad. Ooh, I like the way the trackpad feels when you press onto it. The response, it's not necessarily as clicky, a little more dull in the sound, and just a close-up of that keyboard, all those shortcuts up towards the top. Nice that you have a number pad on the right side. Some 15-inch laptops don't have that. And the power button actually has a fingerprint scanner built into it. Also want to mention this is the Intel Core i7 11600H processor on the inside. All right, booted up the laptop for the first time. I'm gonna run through the setup process, talk about anything that's noteworthy. I think this is the first time I'm running through the Windows 11 startup. Nothing crazy so far, just Wi-Fi, Microsoft account sign in. Let's set up that fingerprint scanner, which again is built into the power button. I believe it should scan it once you press the button so you don't have to set your finger back on. Now try from a different angle. Oh, gotta hit next. Let's continue through. Since it is a physical fingerprint scanner, I expect it to be very quick, accurate. That's it, we're all set. So it looks like it's downloading an update for us. I believe this is the first laptop I've gotten that had Windows 11 pre-installed, which I'm actually a fan of. Really no complaints from Windows 11 so far. All right, looks like we are all ready to go. Let's test out that fingerprint scanner and recognize it right away, loading into Windows 11 for the first time. We are now on the home screen. Let's check out some of the features this laptop offers. I know there's an Odyssey control app I really want to check out on top of a lot of other Samsung apps. So first of all, jumping into Samsung settings, some connection settings like easy Bluetooth pairing if you maybe have Galaxy Buds. And of course, this being a Samsung laptop, they do a good job with their ecosystem. For example, if you have a Samsung Galaxy phone, maybe a tablet, or a previous laptop, connecting, transferring is much easier within that Samsung ecosystem. Within display settings, there's a group of different modes. There's actually a lot of different modes: dynamic, photo editing, FPS, depending on the type of game you're playing, reading. I'm gonna leave it on auto for now. You could choose light or dark mode. Dark mode on Windows 11 has been excellent. For example, if I go into File Explorer, you'll see just the whole backdrop is that darker color, better on the eyes. Advanced settings. Honestly, nothing crazy within advanced. Battery, you can protect it, limiting the maximum charge. There's group of modes if you want high performance, optimized, silent, and use microphone in optimized mode to measure ambient noise using a microphone, which is kind of interesting to kind of test how loud the fans are getting. Keyboard does have a backlight in case you're interested. Let's actually test that keyboard real quick. This 15.6-inch display is Full HD 1080p. Want to make note that also it has that matte anti-glare style. You can tell when the light hits it a certain way. No glossy look, anything like that, just completely matte. Now going into display settings, unfortunately it only is a 60 hertz display, which I kind of wish you could bump it up a little bit because it does have that dedicated GPU and you might want to play some games. Checking out some of the apps, kind of funny. You have Amazon's voice assistant, you have Samsung's voice assistant, and Microsoft's voice assistant. So you've got 3 separate voice assistants installed on this laptop. Some Microsoft Office apps, also Galaxy Book, Smart Switch. Like I said, that ecosystem switching over, transferring data works really well. Going through, there's a lot more solid Samsung applications. Samsung did a good job with those apps, like link sharing. If you have a file, you can get a link to share with someone. Live message is a lot of fun. I can test it out real quick. To be completely honest, live message works better with a touch screen, but you can make an animation, you know, draw a couple things, and then when you hit save, it turns it into a video. We can just go ahead and hit play. You'll see it's a nice little animation, just something fun to do. Came with the Note series of phones, and they've just ported it over to their laptops. Now, I don't want to go through all of them, but I definitely want to check out that Odyssey app. But SmartThings, Samsung, a ton of Samsung apps. You can just go ahead and look through them if you want to check them all out, including Notes, Samsung Flow, Samsung PC Cleaner, Bluetooth Sync. There's a ton of different ones. Quick Share is another big one to transfer files between different devices. Again, if you have a Samsung phone, that Quick Share is great. Okay, and finally, let's check out that Odyssey Control app. Cool little animation with that Odyssey logo. First things first, performance. So it gives you an idea of various things such as your GPU, CPU fan speed, how much CPU you're using, your RAM size, out of how much you have, your GPU memory usage. Let's go into Odyssey mode. So game display mode, if I switch it over to FPS, oh, this changes that game, that mode where we're looking at in display settings. Dolby Atmos on their speakers. You can turn that on, a black equalizer. You can lock the Windows key if need be. An OSD setting, let's turn that on, and you'll see in the upper left-hand corner shows information. So while you're gaming, you can have F frames per second showing off CPU temp, GPU temp. A lot of good information. Neat that they have that added within an app. Then if we go back to playback, it takes your game recordings, your captures, and you can run through and manage those. And overall, that is everything I want to talk about for now with the Samsung Galaxy Book Odyssey. I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe as well. Let me know if there's anything else you want covered in future videos. And as always, thanks for watching.